Well, hello, internet friends, and welcome to a bit of a different show today, because it's my birthday, and I'm not working too hard, but I'm working enough. I'm going to be playing games for the next 8 hours or so, from right now until about midnight-ish. The docket's been put up on Twitter, on Facebook, it's a YouTube video, it's all over the place. So today is going to be part show, part stream, part multiplayer segment, part Robot Roller Derby Disco Dodgeball. So I am joined today by Ryan. He's having fun with me, and we're gonna talk about Legion. There he is. Hi, Ryan.
Hello.
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 So the first part of this is actually going to be a show of sorts, episode 113. So we're gonna just talk about Legion and take questions. And what do you got? What do you got?
Now, Bay.
Yeah.
How old are you today?
I am 19.
Wow. How old are you really, though? I mean, really?
I am 47.
You look good for 47.
I know, right? That's pretty good.
You look really good.
It's all that unicorn blood. All that unicorn
you know
blood.
What, man? No, I'm pretty sure you're closer to my age, though, aren't you?
I turned 31 today.
Okay, I thought so. Now, Bay.
Yeah.
Knowing it's your birthday, normally I come prepared with a little song and a dance, but today, I decided to branch out a little bit more.
Okay.
Decided to take a little bit more of an artistic approach.
Oh, you're not okay.
I wrote you a little poem.
A poem?
I wrote you a poem.
Okay.
And I would like to read you that poem right now. Just get it out there. Put everything on the table.
All right. Let me kill the music in the background so everyone can appreciate this.
Right. Yeah. Today is a day of joy. Because you see, my friends, it's the birthday of my very own man toy. Bay is 31, and I hope he has fun attempting to clip his ear hair. But let's not get hung up on the physical. No, you see, his beauty is much more. It's mystical. Don't change who you are. You're bound to go far. Oh, spoiler alert, Bay streaming in his underwear. Happy birthday, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful day. I appreciate you inviting me on today. I'll have you know, while I was reading the poem, I was attacked by 2 rabid wolves out here in Stormheim. And
were you?
Yep, dead. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, you're
appreciate that. I gotta run back to the corpse.
Goodness. So this is gonna be a bit of a different show. It's gonna sound a little weird for the audio-only listeners because we're gonna be, like, Ryan and I are both gonna be playing Legion in the background. Yeah. And, testing stuff or showing off attacks or spell animations and stuff like that. And obviously the show orientation now is more like what it looks like on my live stream, where it has the lower third stuff in the corner and then a camera, and then Ryan's above my head right now, and then chat room is above Ryan. So, but it's more of a bit of a candid show. I did something similar to this a couple of years ago with Anna, where we just like talked to chat room for like an hour and a half and gave stuff away. So
yeah.
But Ryan and I both know a lot of stuff about Legion, and we're here to question and answer. And
you probably know way more than I do, let's be honest.
Have you gotten the login to Legion and all of your buttons are gone bug yet?
I think I did last week whenever I logged on for the first time after the big patch.
Every time I log into a character now, it just destroys all of my buttons. They just disappear.
See, I don't know that's not happening to me. No, that sucks.
Well, yeah, I logged in to my shaman and she's enhancement, but I have my resto bars.
Oh, that's weird.
It is very weird. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
That's weird.
It does this though. But so we'll just kind of look over a chat and go for the next hour to hour and a half and take questions and answer stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, everything is turned on.
Our community's acclaim spreads.
Oh, is that... Thanks, King, for the host. Yeah, everything is turned on. So hosts and subs and donation announcements are all on. So if you ever wanted to, like, bomb the show with something and be immortalized in YouTube and iTunes legend, this is the time to do it. Normally, obviously, the other thing like pops up on the show. So
by the way, real quick, since you just said all of that, if at any point in time I'm flapping my lips and running my mouth, and something awesome is happening, like a donation comes through, just cut me off. I'm serious, man. Just cut me off.
I'll cut you off.
You have
I
returned.
don't want to disturb the message that somebody took the time to write to you.
Oh my goodness. Well, I don't do the text to speech. I read them out myself. Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
I like reading them out. Fridge door, thank you for
Aaron.
7 months. 7 months in a row. Yeah, I like reading them out because I think it's a little funnier for me to read the messages than the robot. Just because like I'll make fun of it too, just the way the robot will. Even though you get the less than what is it? Equals P is a thing.
Equals P, baby.
Which is like the tongue face.
Equals P.
Equals
we have
P.
A lot of fun.
Oh.
We have a lot of fun over on my channel. It's
Yeah, it's all right.
it's interesting. It's interesting. Hey, I just saw that gentleman or lady, I'm not sure what their sex is, obviously, just resubscribed to you for 7 months in a row. Is that correct?
Fridge.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My button is gone. There's no button saying 15 months in a row or however long it's been.
Well, it's your
Word of our
the
community's
button
acclaim spreads.
only. Thanks to the host Z. The button is only there during like a couple-day window after you get after you pay. Basically, yeah.
That's dumb.
Can I fly on my... I'm gonna fly on the Celestial Dragon. I gotta fix my bars. All my bars are broken. Hang on.
Hey, you know what, man? Please represent yourself a little bit better, all right? You're streaming to the world right now.
What? My bars are broken? Is it my fault?
People need to see your bars properly.
I know, right? All these...
Pete, man.
I'm gonna be logging back and forth on a lot of different characters today, and I'm sure they'll all break at different points.
Good grief.
Wait, where did I put? I put this here. Does that work? That works. But yeah, if you have questions about Legion stuff, chat, this is the time to ask, and Ryan and I will basically just go sleuth and figure things out ourselves on stream.
So for those who are wondering, I've been playing a lot of Hunter, a lot of Mage, a lot of Warlock, and haven't really touched anything else as deeply as those three classes. You know, Bay, for those of you who don't know, I'm main a Hunter on the live servers right now.
You made an AFK class?
I'm main a Hunter on the live server.
Right.
And I thoroughly enjoy and love my Hunter. There is so much that so much enjoyment that I get out of playing the class, and playing Marksmanship right now, obviously, because that's just the best Spectre rating.
Right.
Not having as much fun with the Hunter class on the Alpha. So I'm branching out a little bit, checking out some other classes.
Why are you not having fun with it? I mean, Marksman, are you... because you said you were like, oh man, the new Beastmaster looks amazing! Is it not amazing?
Well, the thing is, keep in mind, I was incredibly excited and invested in Beastmastery before it was released about a month or so ago.
Okay.
And when I first, like the first day the Beastmastery became available, I logged on, I started fooling around with it, and I was like, oh, this is okay. Now, to be fair, I have been playing Beastmastery a little bit this past week, and it's a lot more enjoyable in its current state than it was about a month ago. But I'm still not sold on the Hunter, you know? I'm not sold, man. I'm not sold!
Chen and McPlay, thank you for the hosts, you big nerds.
Stinking nerds.
But you're not sold on...
Not sold.
Any of them? Like, in Marksman now
Don't even get me started on survival, all right?
Well...
Don't even get me started.
Are you sure you don't want to be a melee class, Ryan?
I do not. Stinking enhancement shamans. I'm not going to be up there in the thick of it with enhancement shamans. You crazy?
Survival does feel a little bit like it's like a leveling spec, not to be rude, but it kind of feels like a leveling spec. Because leveling, at least in my opinion, as I've always leveled as a melee, it does feel a lot like you walk up to the mob, you kill it, you loot it, you move on. Like, I mean, you're a ranged class, like you can pull stuff with your pet because you're a hunter, and they get to like walk up to the dead corpse and then loot it and then like find something else and then like shoot it and your pet goes after it, and like it just felt weird and disjointed to me. Whereas like as a melee, I'm like I can walk up, AoE pull a bunch of crap, AoE it down, move on.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't want to change Bay's birthday stream into listen to Brutal complain about hunters. I really don't, but I have to get one more. I have to get something else off my chest.
Go for it.
And I would love to know specifically from the other players out there who are hunters. I would love to know your opinion on this. I'm not happy. I'm not excited about the fact that they're reintroducing pets to marksmanship.
I saw that post.
Not happy about that.
They're actually going to give you like a reverse lone wolf at 15 so you can have a pet.
And now you said the magic award. Lone wolf will come back as a talent level 15, which means you get it very early on.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic because you do still have the option of not having a pet.
Sure.
But I was so excited to know that marksmanship was going the route of being a marksman.
I know. It felt like to me Blizzard is caving to the outcry on forums, which is like really lame.
Here's the crazy thing, okay? They said, you know what? We're changing the marksmanship hunter back to be a pet class because we realized, due to the outcry of the community, people don't like hunters to not have pets. Well, what the heck, man? People don't like hunters being a melee either. But nevertheless,
Yeah.
this isn't about complaining about the hunters. It's about
kind
celebrating the
gesture.
day. So I'll stop. I will stop.
Thank you for the $2, Telthier. What's the message? Let's see what he put. Oh, gosh. Read exactly. Bay! Bay! Hi! I'm on the stream! Final Kappa. Happy birthday, man. Here's to another year of good content for ya. Sips purple Kool-Aid. Purple Kool-Aid?
Word of our community's
Purple
acclaim
Kool-Aid.
spreads.
Purple Kool-Aid.
Fantastic.
Oh my god, that's funny. Tawny, thank you for the host.
Can we recognize Word Up 834's message in chat?
What word I'm
Saying
saying?
that
Oh.
he or she agrees they should remove hunters and add in a second shaman class.
Word Up is, yeah, Word Up.
You.
Yeah, Word Up is one of the probably last. It's him and Purge that do all the shaman theory crafting for enhancement stuff. So
okay.
he knows. That's funny though.
Oh my
What
goodness.
is the graphic for this still? Ugh. The Windsong graphic is just not my cup of tea, man.
I understand.
Also, the weird. Do you have any of your characters that have weird the glowing bug, like your head and your cloak glow when you attack things?
No, not that I know of. No, I
No?
haven't noticed that.
Yeah,
That's
at least for
interesting.
Pandaren females, because you notice when you attack
Who the
mobs,
heck
they
plays
glow,
a
right?
Pandaren? What is
I do,
this?
because they're awesome.
God, man.
God,
Killing
man,
me.
killing me.
Grief.
Yeah.
Stinking- You play the worst race.
Wow.
Well, actually, I like DKs less than I like.
That's fair. We can
Sean.
agree on that. Is
Still.
Ketsu here? That's right. DK suck, Ketsu. Yeah.
Oh, it's just not my cup of tea. But you know what? I've complained enough. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm
How
good.
are you, bud?
I don't know. Like I wanted to make sure I had at least a show this week and something a little different, but I'm not. I don't know. All I do is work. My mom texted me like 3 days ago, and she said, "So your birthday's Sunday. What are you doing for it?"
What do you want to do?
And I was like, probably working. And then she asked if I wanted to go couch shopping because
Oh.
my parents came by about a week and a half ago to bring by some like end tables they didn't need anymore and a new coffee table that they had that they're gonna like either throw away or donate. So they just give it to me because they replaced like all the living room furniture recently.
Sure.
So the first thing that happens after my dad walks in and puts down the 2 new end tables next to my couch is he just looks at me and goes, "You still have this thing?"
You
So-
need a new couch there.
I mean, the couch that I have it's fine. It's just that I bought it when I didn't have any money as a poor college student way back in the day, and I bought it like one of those closeout warehouses things.
I got
And
you,
it's a sectional without part of the sectional, so it's basically half a couch.
So it's a section.
Yeah, it's a section.
Unnel.
Yeah,
Unnel.
or an unnel. Yeah, it's just part of the couch. So it was fine. It was because it was part of the couch. It was super cheap. That's why I bought it. But it is a little old, and it does reminisce back from the oh god. Where's your camera going?
What is this?
What
Where
is
are my
what?
abilities?
Yeah, see, I told you that's the new
Where am I?
bug. That's the bug. You got the bug. That's
just
the
jumped
bug.
in.
When you change specs or log into a character, all your buttons go away.
I just logged into my Shadow Priest. That's the first time I've seen it. That sucks.
Yeah, they all disappear. Uh huh.
I
Told
don't
you.
remember where I had everything dag nabbit.
Yep, I had to put. That's why the first it was great viewing quality is watching me put my bars back on. Mm-hmm.
Stupid. That's stupid.
You're stupid.
Hey, whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
That was mean. Oh, I wanted to say something. Now I can't remember what it was. Dag nabbit.
Thanks a
Heck.
lot, yeah.
Oh,
Final
work.
couch
Yeah, I
potato.
know. You know, it's interesting because even though what I do isn't,
Welcome
it's
back.
not manual labor, it's
Your
not something that's
steadfast loyalty is
so
greatly
incredibly
appreciated.
overwhelming that I'm exhausted at the end of the day and whatnot. But it's funny because it's like I sit down and I work every day, and it's still work. You know, like as much fun as it is, it's still work. It's weird because people ask me, hey, what are you doing today? Working? Are you really working? All you do is play video games? No, you don't understand.
I know.
It is work.
Oh my goodness. Galasa, thank you for the 23 months. Almost 2 years. Holy crap baskets.
That is incredible.
Almost 2 years. No, the now see, I get a little. I mean, you and I have had this conversation before, and I've openly like kind of like not put you on blast, but like said this out loud to you. Whereas like we both do different things in our quote unquote internet jobs, right?
Very much so, yeah.
And we know this, and I'm not trying to like I'm not throwing shade, as the kids say.
No.
But like
I know exactly what you're
putting on a show and then like having like YouTube videos to make on like a daily basis that I do, which by the way, your Life of the Guild Leader series, I miss watching your face and that damn background music.
I don't know, man. I kind of people didn't seem to be that interested in literally just watching me talk about nothing.
I think you should if you ever brought it back, not to like make you like change your way about it, but you should.
I love recommendations.
You should try to make it more of a vlog style video and not a you standing still talking to the camera video. I think those
acclaim spreads.
Thanks for the host, Delthier. Oh gosh, Ketsu's here. I heard someone was talking shit.
We were just saying that DKs are the worst class in the game.
That's
all we said.
Yeah, that's all we said.
Listen, we're just speaking truthfully and factually. That's it.
And
That's all we're
honestly,
doing. Just factual. It's just a fact.
just a fact.
A fact. All right. But aside from that, it's all good.
But no, I think because the videos of you that like you recorded a bunch of footage and edited it all together, so there's more stuff to watch. Like the vlogish stuff, I think is a lot more fun to watch, in my personal opinion, than just I watch the videos. I mostly listen to them because you're just talking to the camera.
Right.
And I think that's probably the problem that YouTube doesn't like such stagnation. They want to be able to see stuff as they're listening to stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Because like a lot of vlog channels that are super popular either have like B-roll or multiple camera angles or extra footage thrown in. So as we talk about DKs, I'm going to jump on my Death Knight and hit some things.
I see how it is, Ketsu. You see what Ketsu says? She says she disagrees because any class or race that starts with a B means it's bad, i.e. Bay or Brutal. How dare you?
Any class or race?
I am not a class. I am a person.
I'm not a class or a race.
I am a person.
A race of bays. Oh gosh, that would be terrifying.
How dare you?
That would be just absolutely terrifying. Let's put my other bars on. I think she meant to say S or H, but that's fine.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, whatever, Ketsu. Whatever.
I don't care.
Jeez, exactly. Get out of here with that.
You know what class I am enjoying quite a bit though is Shadow Priest.
You were playing a bunch of it. You find that I think it's interesting. I don't know if I would really like play it a lot though. Yeah. I just don't like casters, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I don't like the only melee I would ever play is Rogue, but when it comes to range DPS, Shadow Priests, Warlocks, Mages, Hunters. What else is there?
What else is there?
There's like another one or two. Oh, Moonkin. I played
Hunter,
Moonkin
Moonkin.
for a while. I don't think there's any more, are there?
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, like, I find enjoyment out of all of them. I mean, you can sadly, quote unquote sadly, you can only really main one.
Sure.
When it comes to progression rating, but there's something about the Shadow Priest right now. The only thing I dislike about the Shadow Priest right now is the fact that, and this isn't a bad thing, it's just a personal complaint.
Right.
Is I hate how Void Form is now activated instead of a passive thing. I love just going ham and not having to worry about it so much. But from a DPS, and
it does make more sense that it's controlled.
Oh, absolutely, it absolutely does. It's just I just hate having more to listen. I play a Hunter, right? I have 1.3 abilities. All right, that's really all. It's weird having more than like 1.3 abilities. So, but nevertheless, I'm having a lot of fun, and I don't know if I'd want to main. Like it'd be weird to main. What?
That whenever you mount up on certain classes, your camera like sticks into your head. So I got the camera bug when I mounted up.
It'd be so weird to main a class that only has one DPS spec. Right now I play a class that has 3. I used to play Warrior, and even though I never DPS as Warrior, a Warrior has 2, and blah, blah, blah. So it'd be weird having only one DPS spec, because if a Shadow Priest sucks at a fight in Tier 19,
right,
well, then that's it. Like, you're not going to be able to come as a different kind of Shadow Priest, so to speak.
It's weird. Did you read the huge Shadow Priest post as well on MMO Champion of the Day?
I did. A lot of it sounded really cool. happy with it.
The newest thing that every expansion this happens, and I oh my god, the camera plus mouse bug, and when I load to me, I find it incredibly obnoxious that everyone has to try to argue their case to the ground about like, oh, I don't bring any raid utility. Oh, I need movement abilities. Oh, I'm so slow.
Real quick, okay? You know what my utility is on my hunter? Me. My utility is me. The fact that I play well, the fact that I don't die often, the fact that I know what the fight entails.
Yep.
That's my utility. You know what?
Yep.
I am of the belief that an exceptional player will always have a spot on a fight, on a raid roster, etc. Do other classes have important, roles or responsibilities because they can immune something or because they can run quickly?
Right.
Yeah, of course. But we don't all have to be the same exact thing or do the exact same thing.
I don't know why there's such a weird outcry. Maybe it's just like most people, and this is going to sound like I'm throwing some shade, like as the kids say. Most people in World of Warcraft do not raid like you and I do.
Yeah,
we don't see the game through like the mythic endgame glasses like you and I do.
Yep.
So when
we're the minority. Oh god.
Yeah, we are. We're like the 3%ers, which is real. Like I could look at WoW Progress right now. I'm gonna bring this up live. WoWProgress.com. I popped this up a little bit on the show a while ago. So worldwide right now, Mythic Archimond has been killed by 2.83% of all raiding guilds that have at least one kill in Mythic Hellfire Citadel.
That's crazy.
So we are the less than 3%.
Yeah.
2.83.
And to be clear, I don't think Bay's my point isn't, and I'm sure Bay's point isn't the fact that we're special or anything else like that.
No.
It's just that we do have a very unique perspective. We have what's unique, but it's also very wide because we've encountered everything, we've experienced everything, and we've been through the motions and whatnot. And I understand, it's awesome to feel important. It's great having that feeling, knowing you bring something special and unique to the table.
Sure.
But you don't have to have an ability, and your class doesn't have to do something that no one or nothing else can do for you to have utility, to be utilized.
Yep.
But that's just
You have returned.
Thanks to the 10 months, Bronze. Thanks to the 10 months, Bronze. What did Eladia say? Which of you two are in world first guilds? What? That's not the point, Eladia. I'm not trying to argue. Yo, I'll counter your, like, Kappa joke sad-facedness with, I personally do not want to no-life raid my dick off like you do.
Yeah,
respect goes out, don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
But raiding 18 hours a day for 2 solid weeks, and then all the prep beforehand, and all the ults beforehand, and all the ult runs beforehand, and all the split runs beforehand, fudge that.
It's interesting because when I retired Static at the end of Tier 17, and I started looking for a new guild for Tier 18, knowing where we were going about HFC, so on and so forth, I really looked at a ton of different guilds, and I eventually settled on HIJ.
Yeah, you rated higher than I did, yes.
I did, but here's the fun thing. Even though, like, HIJ was an incredible guild, they retired after Tier 18, blah, blah, blah. The most skilled players I had ever played the game with. It was absolutely incredible and a great experience, and I'm so glad I did it. But at the end of the day, after I'd finished the tier, as much fun as I had killing that content as quickly as we did and as efficiently as we did, I found that I did enjoy it. I don't want to misrepresent my feelings or anything like that, but I think I enjoyed raiding a little bit. This sounds terrible, but lower. I think I enjoyed raiding. Yeah, not necessarily less because I love to raid, but I think I liked taking a little bit more time clearing the content and experiencing the content. There is something to be said about just knocking the crap out of a boss before most of it get to. But, I mean, even top 50, 60, 80, 100 guilds are still clearing the content before the majority of the people out there,
Yeah, again, we're in the less than 3% of everyone that raids. And to put that in different perspectives, like to actually look at numbers, so as of right now, 1,297 guilds have kills, and that could be like things that have fallen apart and broken down or whatever. But so 1,297 times 20 is 26,000 players. This game still has somewhere around 5 million subs, maybe we'll say 4.5 million right now because Warlords is awful. So that's still no one. Yeah, right.
I don't know about that. I'm having so much fun.
But look at Heroic Archimond is 29.98%. 30% versus 2.83%. 3%.
You know, it's interesting having been around not only the game but the rating scene, the rating community as long as I have or we have or whatever you want to classify it as. I've seen such a dramatic shift in everyone's approach and just outlook on rating. I mean, so few people today in comparison to, I mean, a decade ago, 10 years is a long time.
Oh yeah, sure.
But so few people have any interest in a rating now. It's so sad because, I mean, I am an old and busted, crusty veteran type of player.
You're crusty too. Ooh.
Crusty. It's just, you know, I've been playing the game and rating for so long. It's weird to see, like, cause back when WoW first came onto the scene, you know, when EverQuest was still in its prime, well, it was not necessarily in its prime, but EverQuest was still a thing. EverQuest 2 had just launched a few weeks before WoW. You know, rating, people were excited to level and dungeon and quest and get into the raid and whatnot. And then Molten Core was released and everyone's like, oh my god. And things just started, you know, going full steam ahead. And it's so weird because raiding used to be the thing to do. You know, World of Warcraft used to be the game. And don't get me wrong, the fact that we still have 4 to 5 million players is incredible.
Sure.
But it's so weird seeing so few people not only playing the game, but so few people interested in what used to be the main attraction, the main draw. It's weird.
There's a huge time commitment involved with it, and that's why I'm not gonna throw. Again, Aladia, what he has done in his career and the way he wants to play this game is fantastic. And the people in the world, like the less than 100 of them that do that, is awesome. Like, it gives me a lot of things to look up to. It gives people to interview. It gives me show topics.
Absolutely. And nothing but respect. I can't do it.
Right, but I don't. There's nothing you're gaining out of it. I went over this little discussion before, kind of like a soapboxy thing. I don't let my sludge belcher go attack. I went over this a while ago, and this is, again, not me trying to be rude, but
quit being rude.
I know. There's nothing to gain by being a top tier player in World of Warcraft PvE, because there's really no place that PvE content in a video game is like,
it's just
highly seen or like notarized, unless you like stream and monetize the hell out of yourself, like some people have done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some people is like 4.
Right, exactly. There's really not that many out there, for all intents and purposes. But the thing is, the only thing you gain is just, you know, that self-esteem, that self-assurance, that I'm the best, baby. Yeah. Which is great. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with knowing the fact that you are an amazing person or player, whatever. But for me, there's not enough of a reason to dedicate that much time and effort. You know, I definitely wasn't dedicating all. What's interesting is when I joined HIJ back at the beginning of Tier 18, it really wasn't that much more work than what I had been used to with Static. We were rated, I think we rated 5 nights a week, I think. Someone can fact check me. I think it was 5 nights a week. And we had a ton of fun. And like I said, we cleared the content very quickly. But at the end of the day, it was like, oh, well, I mean, really wasn't that much more difficult. Wasn't that much more work.
Right.
You know, did I really enjoy it that much more? Well, yes, in some ways, and no in others. It was actually not what I expected. I expected to be like, oh man, that was awesome. I can't wait to do it again. But once we cleared the content and I saw, you know, the other people of HIJ around me not really wanting to raid anymore, it's like, oh, well, I can kind of see why. Like, we're done in August. And here it is thinking, you know, March 20, what's today? The 21st? Is that your birth date? The 21st?
20th.
Sorry, March 20th.
Yeah, it's first day of spring, yeah.
My apologies. It's just like, wow, it's so weird, you know? I can see why people. I just died again, by the way. When I was
You're just AFK talking to me.
I'm monologuing over here. Dying in the alpha. But again, and to be very clear, I'm not trying to say there's a right way and there's a wrong way. I'm not trying to say that one way is better than the other. There's a reason why number 1 guilds exist, and there's a reason why number 1,000 guilds exist. There's everyone. And that's the beauty of an MMO, is you play the way that you want to play. But what's interesting now, you know, I'm a decrepit old 30-year-old.
Yep.
You know, I'm thank God I'm not as old as Bay. But but you know, it's interesting because, you know, I married my wonderful wife almost 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago. And thankfully, nothing changed too much when it came to gaming. When Amanda and I wed, it was, my wife is, bless her heart, she is so patient and so understanding of what I like to do and what I choose to do with my free time. But now that we have a child on the way, she's 18 weeks pregnant, first kid. I've obviously never been a father, considering it's my first kid.
Yep.
But I'm curious now. I've been raiding for so long. Everything I do online is so wrapped up in raiding. I'm curious how having a kid is gonna change things. I mean, I don't want to say it's gonna screw things up or it's gonna ruin everything, because that's a terrible, terrible way to look at it.
Yeah.
But so much for me personally is going to change, and we hear it all the time. People, they grew up, they graduated college, they got jobs, careers, wife and kids. That's why people aren't raiding anymore, and I think that has something to do with it. But in my opinion, and that's all this is an opinion.
No, it's not. It's just you talking out of your ass. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think having a spouse and children and careers and stuff, I don't think that alone is the primary reason why raiding has seen such a decline and why World of Warcraft has seen such a decline over the past 10 years. I think it's just, people get tired of doing the same old stuff. People don't see enough of a reason to invest their time in that.
There's actually a side argument that I was talking about people, because we know Mickey Nielsen is stepping away from Blizzard. Zarum just left. Before that, Chad Wingard just stepped away as well. And a friend of mine was like, holy crap, Blizzard's losing not only people that are subscribing to the game, but they're losing their internal team. They're losing people. And I was like, well, first off, Mickey was there for 22 years. That's almost my entire lifetime to think about working at one company.
Yeah, isn't that
Sometimes
crazy?
You want to move on.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
So that's the same thing with playing a game for as long as we have.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just want to move on.
Absolutely.
And it's very different. Oh, the ice breaks when you step off of it. I'm doing the AFK frost DK thing when the ice forms around your feet. When you step off of it, it breaks. It's interesting.
Stinking DKs.
Yeah, right. I'm just showing off animations and stuff, but the same thing happens when a video game comes out, and that's why people are like, I hate the notion of people are like, oh, I can't wait till something kills World of Warcraft. Why? It's because you just can't not play World of Warcraft. Yeah. Why can't you can play something else?
Yeah,
there are other games to play. There are so many other games to play right now.
Absolutely. I am of the belief, take it or leave it. I don't care. But I'm the kind of person...
I'm leaving it.
How dare you? I think the more eyes, the more minds, the more people that are involved in the gaming community, from making them to testing them to playing them to whatever, the more people and the more in this case, since we're talking about MMOs specifically, the more MMOs that are developed and managed and maintained and evolve, the better off we all are. Because as we've seen Blizzard and other companies do for years on end, is once one game or one company develops some kind of technology or new way to do things, other companies take notice, they start integrating, and they start building upon that foundation. It's so sad to hear people say, oh man, I can't wait till WoW's gone, until WoW's dead, WoW sucks, or any other game too. I mean, look at, what was it, last week, WildStar had a huge kick to the balls. Everquest Next was officially canceled, even though it's been canceled for 8 months.
Oh no! I saw your tweet. I felt so bad. I was like, I know Ryan's been wanting to play that game because of nostalgia.
The point is, the more games that we have being made and developed and whatnot, the better, because it helps us grow as a genre and grow as a fan base. It's the wrong way to handle and do things, and to have the perspective of wanting to see people fail. That shouldn't be our goal. Our goal should be to see companies succeed and flourish and expand and evolve. I mean,
just have awesome games and make awesome games.
Absolutely.
It's like the indie game market. New games come out in indie game market every day, and people are so excited oh, a new little this game. Or when Stardew Valley came out, the internet exploded. Undertale, the internet exploded. And now you look at the other side of that in the MMO world, where it's like, Star Wars sucks. WildStar was garbage. I hope WoW dies. Why?
Why? Yeah.
Why?
That's such I don't even know what the word is. I can't even conjure up the word, but that is just wrong and a terrible mentality and a terrible way to live. That's just that's crazy. It's sickening. Don't get me wrong. Hippie. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say that I love every game, every MMO that's ever come out, because I don't. I'm not going to sit here and say that I hope Blizzard incorporates every single aspect of every single game out there, because that'd be dumb. That's impossible. But
Right.
the more that happens in our genre, the better off we all are. Because eventually, one day, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, something will come along that doesn't kill WoW, that doesn't replace WoW, but that just happens to be an evolution of WoW.
Yeah.
We're all going to get excited about it. We're going to try it out. We're going to test it out. We're going to sink our teeth into it. And it's going to be the next greatest thing. World of Warcraft will still exist because
Well, the thing that'll replace WoW is WoW 2, right?
yeah, I mean, hey, look, I'm all for it, man. I'm game. I'm ready. Let's do it, man. Do it.
The question that was brought up to me the other day. Also, this new passive on the freaking Frost Death Knight dual wield blades is really dumb. I hope they fix this, because this graphic is so stupid. It just makes the same your sword float next to you on locked onto your y-axis. It looks ridiculous.
PKs use swords? I I don't even know anything about the class. They're so bad. I don't even.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Down, everyone.
The side argument that was brought the other day was that what would World of Warcraft be like in the Overwatch engine? Or the other question is, the new one now is, what would World of Warcraft be like in the Snowdrop engine, which is what the Division is based off of.
Oh, okay.
Like the Division is, if you like the Division or not, which I'm enjoying it. I've been playing a bunch of it right now. Hit level 18 last night. It's pretty fun. If you don't like looter shooters and you don't like how they're bullet spongy, it's fine, whatever. But look at the Snowdrop engine and how dense and rich and populated the world is, how the physics in the world work. The biggest... Oh, where did Brutall go? What happened there?
I was about to say, people are saying something about my camera, but I didn't want to cut you off.
What happened with your camera? I don't know what's going on.
I haven't touched it. I haven't done anything to it.
I didn't touch it either.
I think one of us is lying.
The window is still there.
Do we need to restart the call?
No, I'll just re-add you. It just... Your little, Skype window would disappear. Anyway, I can fix it right now. Live editing. But the Snowdrop engine... Oh, no one can see that right now.
Oh, what? Oh, man.
They can't see you. Wait.
Damn it.
Now they can. You're
Okay.
back. You want to do a weird face? There you are. Is the biggest thing about that engine to me is that the game actually, with the bullet physics, damages the world around you. It doesn't actually just, do painted sprays, which is a big thing that a lot of first... in the Overwatch, when you shoot stuff at walls, you're just painting, a graphic on the wall where your bullet hole is. It's not real. But in Division... You actually break glass. You destroy tires. You injure. You carve out holes in the walls. And it all works just fine. And you can unload entire clips into walls and make gigantic murals of dick butt. It works.
Well,
it's crazy.
This is a great segue, because going back to what we were talking about a few minutes ago, and with EverQuest Next. EverQuest Next, for those who don't know, was just the third iteration. Well, actually, the fourth if you count EQOA, but nevertheless, it's just another game in the EverQuest universe. And they've been building it and developing it for a few years, and again, it was just canceled, so sadly it's not coming out.
I know.
Sucks. But one thing that they were trying to do, and this may have been one of the main reasons why it was canceled, because they couldn't pull it off, is they had created this technology called voxels. And voxels were these little tiny pieces, just these little tiny pieces of matter in the game.
Well,
and they built what?
Also, as a side note, they didn't create voxels; they're just using them. Voxels have been around since Minecraft.
I'm sorry, you're right. But
right.
The EQs or the company's take on this was the fact that they were just really, really tiny compared to Minecraft, which are giant blocks. But you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I don't mean to misspeak. But they created these smaller versions of voxels, and they built the entire world out of these little things called voxels. And so they made them so small and so fine that you could make spheres out of voxels, and they would be relatively round and smooth and whatnot. And what that allowed them to do is, as zones were built, trees, the ground, grass, shrubs, buildings, rocks, mountains, everything in the game was completely 100% destroyable. Right. You could blow a hole through a wall. You could cast a comet into the ground, and then would open up into a cave. And to be clear, I think most areas were destroyable. Most things were destroyable. I'm sure some things weren't. But the point is, kind of in the same line with what you're describing as the Division, there were areas, that they were developing in EverQuest Next to where you could just destroy whatever you want. And the
Right.
game would evolve around that. To put that into perspective, let's say that Bay's playing on one server, I'm playing on another server, and we come into the same zone, and I decide to literally burn down and decimate and destroy a little village. But Bay doesn't on his server. Well, my server's changed forevermore because since I wiped out that community and that little village, maybe orcs decide to come in and camp out. And they now hold that position or that town, that area.
Yeah.
Whereas Bay's little town develops into a village. That village develops into a larger community, which eventually develops into a city and then a kingdom. I mean, I'm speaking in a very grandiose term and whatnot. But that's more or less the idea. Is these voxels would allow you to destroy and change and literally just reshape the entire game, server to server. So no two servers would ever be the same. But maybe that was just too much work, or too much difficulty to design it, to maintain it. I don't know. Cool, great concept though.
No, it was. Quantemic was saying that the voxel engine wasn't actually developed by SOE or Daybreak, but that doesn't matter. You're not
right.
He said he's not splitting hairs here. No, but no, it was awesome. I remember watching it. Like they were like showing images of people like roaming around, like destroying statues and like digging under the statue to like get resources and whatever like that. And yeah, it looked cool. But that might be, like you said, it might have been a little bit too grandiose.
Bit off a little bit more than they could chew. Again, they didn't say that. I'm not saying that's one of the reasons or the reason why it was canceled. But maybe it added to it. Maybe they just didn't have the funding, the money to build an entire world around that. Who knows?
Right.
Who knows? Sad day. But again, it is sad because who cares whether or not you were actually going to play you specifically were going to play Everquest next?
Right.
Who cares if it was going to maintain a 20,000 person community or a 20 million person community? The fact that now that game is no longer being developed.
It's dead. Yeah.
Yeah. It means that every other company moving forward has that much less to look at, to build upon, to help evolve in their world too. Think of it this way: World of Warcraft wouldn't be and wouldn't have experienced this, wouldn't be in the state and wouldn't have experienced the success that it did if it weren't in some part to Everquest. And there's multiple reasons.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, I feel like an old man talking about this back in my day. But the thing about you look at someone like Tiggle, Jeff Kaplan, you look at Alex Asfarosby, who played Fuhrer. A lot of Blizzard's not a lot, that's not the right word, but there are key people at Blizzard now who were high-end, outspoken guild leaders in EverQuest. So not only did people transition from EverQuest players to World of Warcraft designers, but the World of Warcraft, functionality, its systems, its mechanics, a lot of that was built off of, not just EverQuest. I'm not saying EverQuest is the key to everything, as much as I love it. But the point is, every game builds off of what came before it.
Yep.
And it's sad seeing companies go under and games fall apart and die because that doesn't help us grow.
Back in the day, it was EverQuest, Dark Age of Camelot, and like Star Wars Galaxies that were like all
Lineage was Lineage or was it
Lineage 2 maybe, because Lineage was like text based, wasn't it?
I feel like there's a game that began with an A as well. Asheron's Call.
Asheron's Call, maybe, yeah.
I can't remember, but the point is, there were Ultima Online, of course, was out a few years before EQ, but that wasn't like a 3D, a 3D engine graphic kind of a deal. It was more of an overhead Diablo-esque style, but still an MMO in most senses. But yeah, I mean, it's weird seeing, because I've been playing MMOs for it's 2016. I started, so 17 years now. I started playing back in 1999 with EverQuest. And granted, the majority of my time is wrapped up and involved with the World of Warcraft, but I played mini games outside of WoW. I loved WoW. I mean, we spoke about WildStar a few minutes ago. I loved WildStar for the first.
You went so deep in that game, man. Woo!
I played WildStar summer of 2014. I think from like June. I think it came out in June 2014, give or take a month. Up until I think August, September 2014, I went crazy with it because
yeah, you did.
The interesting enough, I played a stalker, a melee class, which I don't really like in WoW, but I played a lot, and the 5-man dungeons in WildStar were so difficult and so not overtuned, but they were such a challenge. It was
they were punishing, is what they were.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Great word choice. As simple as a word as it may be. Without a doubt, my favorite small group experience in an MMO ever. The rating sucked, but small group experience, the best experience I've ever
Oh.
had because of how punishing it was, challenging. Please go ahead.
It were. No, it was. WildStar had. I mean, I was going to play with you a lot. I was ready to play a lot of WildStar as well.
Yeah.
My issue was that you got so far ahead of me because of the launch issues that I couldn't play for like
that's
2 days.
Right. I remember that problem.
I couldn't play for honestly almost 2 days.
Yep, I remember that.
I tried logging in with you for like the first 6 hours, and I was like, all right, I'll check back tomorrow. And I went to bed, woke back up, still couldn't log in. By then, you were already like level 20, and I just got
gone,
so,
man.
I
I
got
was
so
gone.
like, because I lost my leveling buddy, and I was like, you know, blah. So I just didn't play much more than that. I don't think I even got to like level 40. Which I had a lot of fun. The open world questing was interesting. Like the little adventures you'd go off on, the shipwright missions were a lot of fun. Combat did get kind of repetitive after a while, as most combat does in most games, but because the game was all telegraph based, you were just like, walk over to this mob, drop some telegraphs, walk over to that mob, drop some telegraphs, walk over to this mob, drop some... It just got really kind of monotonous because the progression was so slow. You didn't learn abilities fast enough. You didn't change your rotation up fast enough, I felt. But
You know, it's interesting because the telegraph system was the same everywhere in the game. It's not like raids had
Right.
you know, their raid telegraphs and dungeons had. No, I mean a telegraph was a telegraph. If a boss was going to hit you in a frontal cone, it's the same kind of telegraph system no matter where you are. And the reason why I say that is it was so strange to me because I remember walking into the 5-man groups and being so finding them so, you know, challenging and punishing and whatnot, like we've been saying, and finding such a deep level of enjoyment out of them.
Right.
I expected the raids to do the exact same thing, but maybe tenfold to me. Like going into a raid and be like, "Oh, this is incredible!" But the moment I walked into the raid, Genetic Archives, I think was what it was called, 20-man raid, I get in there and we start fighting the bosses. And this is just the way that it was designed for whatever reason. The telegraphs, while they were larger, they were generally slower and much easier to dodge. I think in dungeons, the way I remember it, you know, telegraphs were cast and boom, cast and boom. It was so quick you had to react very quickly. But in raids, it was like large, slow movements from the bosses, and it just made everything so easy and so boring.
Yeah.
And so I lost interest in raiding and WildStar very quickly. But the dungeons still to this day, whoo, they get me excited.
Yeah. No other MMO has really ever kept my interest as long as the only one I ever play is still SWTOR. Most of the story and the questing is just, it's BioWare.
Oh, absolutely.
And the new expansion is just like all the quest dialogue and cutscenes are now like they pop into like that fake letterbox like what KOTOR used to do. Yep. And your character doesn't talk anymore. All you do is like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the answers. And then the mob talks, just like old KOTOR used to do. So it's so nostalgic when you're in an MMO and you're questing and you pop up to a new dialogue situation and it goes brrrr, like the things pop in. And that's how KOTOR was for years.
I re-downloaded SWTOR.
Oh, you should totally play it.
About a month or two ago. And I logged in and I have nothing bad to say about the game other than the fact that, you know, same concept I got, you know, years ago, not recently. Years ago, I played SWTOR, didn't like the rating, blah, blah. But I downloaded it recently. I started playing again. I'm like, you know what? I remember why the leveling was so much fun in this game because you just
it's been improved. It's been improved.
Yeah. I don't keep up with the game per se, but I can only imagine. But I mean, it's so cool seeing your character, you know, growing and developing with your storyline and whatnot. It's such a cool concept.
No, it is. They've went back through. They basically cataclysmed their game recently, and they restructured the entire leveling. Yeah, they cataclysmed. Is
that what we're calling it?
Yeah. So when you level in SWTOR now, it literally is just like it's a weird thing to say too, because most MMOs now are about either PvP, like all the Asian MMOs are coming out, like Blade and Soul. Everyone's like, oh my god, I gotta get Blade and Soul to PvP, right? Or you get WoW for like the end game rating, or at least back in our earlier conversation, you used to get WoW for the end game rating. And in SWTOR, when people ask me when I'm playing the game on stream, they're like, is this game still good? Is it worth it? My two things I always say is that the free-to-play model is just hot-ass trash. It's awful. So just subscribe to the game or don't play it at all. And the second thing is, it's the only MMO out there that I feel like, at least comparatively until like Black Desert came out, that the whole point of the game is just to level. and not to level 1 character, but all of them.
All of them, yeah, exactly.
Because it's basically
Across the
8.
board.
Yeah, it's basically 8 single-player BioWare games.
Yeah.
And it's 40 to 60 hours of gameplay per class, and there are 8 of them.
Yep. You know,
And it's so weird. It's no other MMO does that, but it's a BioWare MMO. It makes sense.
someone's name that I can't pronounce just spoke about Hutball. Hutball was awesome.
Oh, Hutball was amazing.
Hutball, fantastic. I'm not a big PvPer, so it doesn't really, most PvP stuff doesn't appeal to me. But yeah, that was legit.
No, it was.
Hutball was awesome. A ton of fun. But yeah, I haven't played SWTOR more than maybe 2 or 3 hours since I downloaded it a couple of months ago.
You gotta play, man. You gotta get in there and level.
Maybe I'll hop on sometime soon and see what's up, man. See what's up. The thing is, I logged on I think it was a Juggernaut. Is that correct? Sith Juggernaut?
The one lightsaber, like the tank warrior one. Yeah.
That's what I played back when the game released. What was it, 2012 or whatever it was released? And I logged on. I'm like, oh wow, I have all this epic gear, whatever it was, because I did a little bit of raiding. I completed all the high-end dungeons, etc. And then I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I just logged off and made a level 1 character. It's
a bit distracting because it is sort of a leveling based MMO that if you haven't played for a long time and you weren't max level, so you didn't have the new expansion or you didn't work on one of the new planets, it is a little bit like there aren't really good breadcrumbs. You're just kind of like, what was I doing?
Right.
Which it's to be expected. That's actually kind of like a good thing because then you get kind of overwhelmed. You're like, oh my god, there's so much to do. Holy crap, so much to do. But no, it's such a great game just to level in. I'm still working through right now the new expansion actually, which is Knights of the Fallen Empire, which is episodic. There's currently 10 episodes out right now. Each one's about 2-ish hours long, but it's single player. The whole thing is single player, and it just feels like KOTOR 3, sort of.
For those who don't know, what's the main Valkyrian? Is that his name? The main humanoid?
Right now it's Emperor Valkyrian.
Valkyrian. The voice of Valkyrian is the same voice as Socrathar, Reinhardt in Overwatch, and Blackhand. So Socrathar and Blackhand from WoW.
Oh, cool.
Reinhardt. Yeah, same voice actor, Darren DePaul.
He is like the main side character. His son, spoiler alert, actually is one that takes over. If you're
I'm never playing again.
That part of the game has been out since like middle of last year. So
how dare you?
How dare I? I know.
Yeah, but, doesn't Valkyrian die? Is that correct?
Not really. No.
Okay. But does it become one with the Force?
I don't know. We don't know yet. We don't know what he is.
Oh, it's a mystery.
Yeah, it's a mystery. But it's an episodic game, and right now we're on chapter 10. And by the end of this year, all the rest of the chapters will slowly come out for the whole story. And then their next expansion, they have said, will be another like MMO-y expansion that'll be like raiding and dungeons and stuff like that. Because right now it's all single player, all open worldy kind of stuff. Kind of sandboxy.
Kind of full circle here, and please, Bay and other people, fact check me on this if you want to. I'm not going to be offended if I'm wrong or if I'm only half right or whatever.
You're always wrong though. So.
That's true. A few minutes ago, we were speaking along the lines of how MMOs build upon the foundation of other MMOs, and Blizzard and many other companies incorporate aspects and features of other games. And I remember distinctly, at least I think I remember. And I can't determine, I have no idea whether or not SWTOR was the first game. I doubt they were the first MMO to do this. But I remember SWTOR had AoE looting.
Yes.
And very shortly afterward, Blizzard's like, AoE looting!
There was a game that came out right before SWTOR that had AoE looting. I think Chad will know. I think Mr. BC Walker will know immediately what game it was. But it was one game, and then because that game wasn't super popular, but SWTOR did it, and SWTOR was more popular, I think it was a different game that they got it from. And then because of SWTOR's popularity of AoE loot, that's when WoW got AoE loot.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a perfect example of the power of having other games out there to build upon and to monitor and whatnot. And it's so sad knowing that people want these games to fail. It shouldn't be that way.
I don't know why, man.
But nevertheless.
I don't understand it. Now, obviously, there's some MMOs that do come out and do fail. Like, not much of a...
Remember Age of Conan?
I was about to say Age of Conan. But I was gonna say Rest in Peace, but like I never played it, so I have no idea how good it was.
I don't know what Rest in Peace is.
Oh, no, Rest in Peace, like R.I.P.
Oh, I thought it was an MMO.
No.
My bad.
I didn't really play the game at all. I heard like the Age of Conan's like like graphic engine was really pretty. Like the game looked really good.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it was just garbage.
That's the thing. I remember. This is years ago. I have what year did the Age of Conan come out? Like 08? I can't even remember. It was years ago. And I remember to this day, I logged on. I did some late beta testing for the game. I realized, oh, this is fun. Everything looks great. I think it was
Your
around.
Mickey Mouse voice came out apparently too.
That wasn't Mickey Mouse. It was Mickey's cousin.
Mickey's cousin.
It was Mort. All right, Mort the mouse.
Mort the mouse.
But anyway, the point is, I remember, did some late-in beta testing, blah blah blah. Buy the game, log into the game, day one. I'm like, all right, let's go, buddy. I'm out there killing crocodiles, killing giant spiders. Hit level 5, 10, 15, 20, and by the second week or so, I'm mid 30s. And I'm not kidding. This is not an exaggeration. I'm not just saying this for the sake of the story. You hit your high 30s, low 40s. You get to the zone that is, designed and set aside for that level bracket, and there was nothing. There were not quests. Very few pockets of mobs to kill. There was nothing to do. So you hit that level bracket, and you're like, so should we re-roll or something? It was the weirdest thing in the world. They just ran out of time and/or money, and they had to launch the game, and it obviously and rightfully so completely backfired on them. It was crazy. It was crazy. I've never experienced that in any other MMO to that degree or level. It was wild.
Yeah, there's such a huge variance, I want to say, on when MMOs come out. And the community gets to smell it, they get a whiff of them, right? Like when Black Desert was first coming out a while ago, like it was like, what's that? Oh shit, their character customization engine is amazing. Oh my god, it's the WoW killer. And then Black Desert, it's defense, it's a fantastic engine. It's a brand new engine created for MMO. They made it themselves. It's not anything other engine they re-amalgamated for their own MMO. It's a brand new engine. But now people who have been playing Black Desert, they're like, oh, all you do is like grind stuff. Because it is to its point an Asian MMO, and they like grinding stuff. Like the point of Black Desert is to go kill things and level your cooking skill, or go kill things and craft stuff for your house, or go fish. And you can actually you can AFK fish in that game. It's part of the game's engine. You can set your character to fish, and you get less rewards for AFK fishing, but you can leave it on for a day and come back and have a bag full of fish.
Okay. Segue, all right? Segue. Real quick, two things. Annabelle Lee said Age of Conan came out in July of 2011. The moment I read that, I'm like, hold on, that doesn't sound right. It was actually May of 2008. I thought it was 2008. I thought it was right before Wrath.
Okay.
I believe I said that. So Annabelle, it was actually May of 2008. How dare you be wrong? You should be ashamed.
I know, she's just the worst. Just the worst.
I'm kidding, but I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy. So it is 2008.
That's fair.
However, segueing from AFK fishing, there's okay. I don't know if you guys know this or not. All right, I'm not sure, but there was a game years ago. Years ago. Wasn't that big of a game. I haven't referenced it that often, but it was a game that I actually enjoyed immensely by the name of Everquest.
Oh, what game? Is this something I never heard of this game before? Can you please?
It's called Everquest. Everquest.
Quest.
No. Quest.
Quest.
Yeah, quest is in like to go questing, to EverQuest.
Eves are quest.
No. Don't worry about the name of the game. But the point is, okay, much like AFK fishing, right?
Right.
You could fish in that game, but this story is more to do with water itself, because in EverQuest, there was a skill for everything. I'm talking about a skill for all your weapon types, a skill for all your languages. I played a class called a bard, so there was a stringed instrument skill, a singing skill, a brass skill, a wood instrument skill.
Oh gosh.
I mean, there were skills for everything.
They were what, Ryan?
Skills.
Okay.
Not to be confused with Skittles. Skills. Okay?
Yeah.
Skills.
Okay.
And so one of the other skills was swimming, okay? Now, to improve your swimming skill, you, of course, had to swim. Now...
No way!
It's true, man. Stick with me, all right? The tediousness of swimming was just that. It was quite tedious. And no one wants to spend their time literally just swimming in a circle in a giant lake filled with piranha and crocodiles, putting your life at risk. So there were areas in the game that allowed you to swim into a wall and whatnot, but eventually you would run out of breath.
Okay.
Because, you couldn't breathe underwater in that game.
Are you sure?
Unless, of course, you had a spell. Now, the thing about spells is spells would wear off after 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, etc. But here's the kicker.
Oh!
I wasn't a spellcaster, baby. I was a bard.
Okay.
I was a songster, all right?
A songster.
I was a songster.
That's the official name.
That's the official name, all right? So the cool and crazy thing about bards is you could start playing a song, and as long as your skill level was high enough, that song would just play indefinitely as long as you were online.
Okay.
Now, back in the heyday of Everquest, there was no such thing as, oh, you've been AFK for a while, let me log you out of the game. No, when you were in the game, you were in the game.
You were in the game.
Okay? You would go AFK, like there would be a little AFK thing. If you notice, I just did this. The reason why I did this is back in the day.
Okay.
It would be player name, guild, and then either AFK, DND for Do Not Disturb, or LD for Linked Dead. So instead of it being name guild, it was name guild status. But the point is, you would still go AFK or whatever, but you could do whatever your character was doing. So if you were running into a wall, you could run into a wall all night, and that'd be cool, but it doesn't really accomplish anything.
Weird.
But what you could do, and there is a point to all this random.
What you could do?
You could find a little subsection of the game. I went to a place called High Keep Pass. I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
I think it's high. Someone fact check me on that. High Keep Pass.
Fact check this boy.
Fact
we
check, right?
We don't have show notes on this show, so we have no idea what we're talking about.
Well, listen, man. I'm just rambling here.
I
Whatever.
know.
This isn't part of the notes. I found this little corner in an alcove, okay, and there was water in it, so I jumped in and I started swimming against the wall. All right. Started swimming against the wall, and even though I wasn't going anywhere, I was up against the wall, it would still count as me swimming, so I would slowly gain a skill.
Okay.
And since I was a little songster, I was able to play a song that allowed me to breathe underwater. So I didn't have to worry about high pass, hold, high pass, keep. I think they're 2 zones. Thank you, McFlair. Oh man, high pass keep was, oh my goodness, what a zone. Anyway, so I was doing my thing and I sang a song, and instead of, I didn't have to worry about my buff expiring because there was no expiration. It was just a song that you sang over and over.
Okay.
So I was able to jump in the water, swim against this wall into this corner, increase my swimming skill without any risk of drowning because that song I was jamming all night long. So when I found out about this little trick as a bard, I jumped in the water, I swam against the wall, started playing my song, man. You would just see my character swim and all of a sudden be like, just pull out his loot and go, just to make sure I don't drown in the water.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted to, because my character was so slow at swimming because I'd never bothered to level up the skill. And so I double-checked. The song was playing. The character was moving. I watched for just a few minutes to make sure that my skill went from 11 to 12 and so on and so forth. I had everything ready to rock and roll, man.
Right.
There were no mobs around me. I didn't have to worry about being killed. I wasn't on a PvP server. Everything was good. And so I go to bed. And I wake up 6, 7, however many hours later. I log on. I turn on the screen, and I see my character dead. Just dead. Just dead. I have an overhead view, and I'm dead. I'm like, that's not right. Something went wrong. Well, I scroll through the file, the chat file, and I see that I can't remember what the exact terminology is, but I saw that I had missed a note while singing or playing or whatever it was.
Your character missed a note?
My character missed a note. It's, you know how you could fizzle a spell, or you could miss a note in EverQuest. So I just imagine my poor character, had it been real, of course. My poor character's jamming out in the water, swimming against the wall, doing his thing, getting his swimming skill up.
Right.
And all of a sudden misses a note. And he sits there and he slowly starts drowning.
Slowly
starts drowning. He's just sitting there swimming against the wall, has no idea how to save his life. He can't swim up. He can't swim down. He can't stop. He's stuck. So my little guy just slowly but surely drowned to death. And of course, for those who don't know, in EverQuest, when you die,
You lost XP.
you not only did you lose experience, but you respawned at your bind location.
Oh.
Naked. You're naked.
Naked.
Right? Naked.
Naked.
And my bind was across the world, if you know what I mean. So I had to hire somebody to teleport me to the closest zone, which I think was Western Commonlands. Not that anyone cares. And I had to run through WC, through Nectarless Forest, into High Pass Hold, dodging NPCs and stinking monsters that wanted to eat me alive the entire time, just to retrieve my corpse. Because you had to get your armor back on, put your armor back on and whatnot. And at the end of it all, I'm like, okay, you know what? I haven't even checked my swimming skill. Let's check it out. Hit the key bind. I think it was K back in the day. Scroll down to the S's where swimming is 44. Oh, that's good. You know, on a skill of 250. So I basically killed myself and wasted all of that time and money paying people to get my, to help me get my corpse back for like 30 skill points in swimming.
Oh my gosh.
Needless to say, I did it again later that night. So it was great. We handled it, took care of business. Word to the wise, try not to go AFK.
Don't AFK in drowning water?
You might drown. I'm just saying, all right? You might drown. So there's your EverQuest story for the day. If you want me to, I'll tell you more.
That's just for the day? There's no more EverQuest stories? That was
dude,
like 7.
Listen, I can go on if you want me to. I'm just saying, all right? I have plenty of EverQuest stories. Don't test me, all right?
Don't test you? Okay.
Don't test me. I can go on, all right? Oh, did Whammo just show up? Whammo!
Yes, Whammo's here.
Oh, I love Whammo. He's a good guy.
Hey, he's alright. He smells kind of funny, though.
He's a good guy. You know, I met him at
Did they change Roll the Bones team?
Yes. Yes, they did change Roll the Bones.
Again, like you can stack buffs for a long time.
Yeah, I don't, that's, what spec is that? What rogue spec is that?
Outlaw.
Oh, yeah, I haven't really done too much testing on the Outlaw spec.
The new gunfire animation is fantastic, though. Like the new side pistol shot, it's really good.
Can we please give a round of applause to CD Nicolay?
What Nicolay do?
Brutall's practically swimming in EverQuest.
Welcome to FinalBossTV, where the puns run rampant and the points don't matter. It's like a half joke there.
Oh my goodness. Anyway.
This is weird. You got 2 minutes of this buff.
2 minutes? Oh my. Oh my. Is that just reminds me of that one fight in Throne of Thunder, the lizard guy, what's his name?
I have no idea.
Just get random. Remember, you get random buffs when you walk over one of the ooze puddles after it dies.
Yeah, he was like the weird dinosaur guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name though.
No idea.
Yeah, it's been too.
You could look in the dungeon journal if you wanted to.
I have a dungeon journal. I was about to say I have it right in front of me. His name is Primordius.
Primordius.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, did you ever hear about Static's encounter with Primordius?
I've not. What?
Week 1 of Throne of Thunder, heroic. Normal. Sorry, normal, not heroic. Because I'm pretty sure you had to clear normal to access heroic.
Yeah, always, of course.
Points. Heroic or normal, so not the highest. Remember, guys, this is back when there was LFR, normal, heroic. Okay. I don't think Flex was only for SOO, and then it transitioned, right?
I
don't know.
I think Flex became a thing with Siege, and then they made it. Yeah.
And it transitioned normal down, heroic down, mythic integrated, blah blah blah. So this was a second highest difficulty. We were clearing out to access heroic, the hardest difficulty at the time. We enter Primordius' room. My buddy Halister does the raid.
1 second, Ryan. Is it mutant witch? Spelled funnily, awkwardly. Mutant
Twitch.
What?
Mutton Twitch.
Mutant?
No, Mutton Twitch.
Witch?
Mutton Twitch.
I don't know about that. I think it's mutant witch.
No,
we'll go with
mark
that.
my words. That person will validate is Mutton Twitch.
Okay. Well, welcome to
my validation will come.
Welcome to the raid group, Mutton. Thanks for the subscription here on Twitch TV. Mutton Twitch. Okay. I like mutant witch myself.
Nah,
but...
man, it's Mutton Twitch. Mark my words. It's
Mark your words, he says.
Mutton Twitch. Anyway, what were we saying? Oh yeah, so we get to Primordius' room. My raid leader at the time it took like 10 minutes to explain everything. He was always long-winded. Wonder where you got that from. That's right, Brutal. Boom! Validation, baby!
Oh no!
Yeah! Mutton for the win! And we pull Primordius, and he melts. Apparently, there was a bug that Static and one other guild triggered at that specific point in time.
Only you guys, though.
Yeah, it was the bug. It wasn't us being awesome. That's not the case at all.
It wasn't us being awesome.
Static and this other guild killed Primordius. I forget what the time frame actually was, but it was leaps and bounds faster than what should have been allowed, and we didn't intentionally exploit it, so we weren't punished or anything for it. But in fact, I wonder if it's still on WoW Progress.
Well, you could go look.
Would it be WoW Progress? Or am I thinking of? Oh no, I'm probably thinking of back when World of Logs was a thing.
Oh gosh, rip World of Logs. Not really.
World of Logs. But it was crazy. We killed him in such a short span of time. Like it was almost like we had pulled him at 15% health. Like that's how short it was.
Weird.
We killed him within like a minute or whatever the time frame was, and we stop. And I could just imagine us like if we were actually there, we were looking around at each other. We're like, that was it. And then we get back there next week, and we didn't know what to expect. We realized we had encountered a bug at that point in time. And we wiped like 18 times. We're like, this is hard. When it, really
this is
wasn't
hard.
We actually had to progress and learn the fight a week after everyone else because of that.
Sure.
It was weird, man. It was weird. But that's just one of the crazy things that's ever that's happened in the worlds of Warcrafts.
Do you know what the bug was?
I don't know. I have no idea. It could have been that he had a smaller health pool for whatever reason. Could have been that all of our. I think actually no. Oh, I think all of our damage was accidentally amplified.
Like you had buffs going in that weren't
right.
Oh, weird.
But it didn't show us on our user interfaces we had the buffs.
Oh.
But I think the game applied like 5-stack buffs to everybody without us knowing about it. I think that's what happened. If I
okay,
recall.
bye, Whammo. See you tonight.
Bye, Whammo.
See you in like 2.5 hours. Goodness me.
Yeah. It was really fun, but kind of sucked because we had to progress on it later anyway. So whatever.
Yeah.
Man.
Happy Bay Day. Oh, goodness.
Bay Day.
Yep. Are Resto Druids still good or better in Legion? Let's rotate base back over to the World of Warcraft discussion for the next little bit here.
I forgot we were playing that game.
I know. I'm sitting here like going through animations and changing specs and showing things off and being weird, but so Resto Druids, I feel like they just got a lot of quality of life improvements, but they're not like really any different in Legion, I don't think. They're still going to be a very hot focused healer. They actually apparently their mastery has been rotated back around to the Cataclysm mastery, where like more hots on targets equals your hots heal for more. So you don't have to have like, it's not like heals over time amplify your single target healing on targets anymore. It is just that like, if you have lots of hots on people, which you can have 6 total, they all apply your mastery that many times. It's all multiplicative. So they look kind of cool. Man, this talent bug is really weird. I'm sorry for like those that are watching like the VOD of this in the future or the stream right now. Every character I log on, my bars empty out.
Sucks, yeah.
So I have to reset my bars every time. But I do believe you get, I think there are 6 hots you can get on one person. And the way that Mastery works now, the way that Harmony works, is that your healing spells are increased by a percentage for each of your restoration heal over time effects on the target. So if you have 6 hots and then you heal someone with a big heal, it'll heal even more. But it does work on 1 hot all the way up to every single one of them. So you get a lot of heal over times on the target, and it's pretty powerful. But I think it's not going to change a lot. Like, if you're looking for like a different play style, I don't think it's changed much. You do get Innervate back, which is like, again, back on the other argument, your utility! Innervate is only for healers. You can give them back, you can give them 10 seconds of casting heals with no mana cost, which is pretty cool that you have that synergistic bounce back with your other healers. But yeah, it's still what it is, I think. It'll still be good. Like, every healer, I think, is going to be really good in Legion, I think, overall. I don't think they're going to be any bad healers, just because of how they're trying to restructure healing. So, Yeah, I think it should be okay. If you play Resto Druid in Warlords, I think you'll have more fun in Legion, just because of the situational stuff with your artifact weapon and the quality of life buffs that you have, and that you are focused on this heal over time oriented spec now. Like, you don't have, like, you only have one single target heal. Remember in Cataclysm, they had this whole, like, healing change, and they gave Resto Druids that other single target heal or whatever, and, like, that was a super integral to the rotation. You had to, like, single target heal to do better hot healing. People were like, this is stupid. I want to be healing with my...
This is dumb.
This is dumb. So, your only, quote-unquote, single target, like, cast heal, outside of, like, the initial hit of regrowth, is just Healing Touch, all you have. So you are a heal over time based healer. That's all you do. I think if that's what you want to do, then that's what you're going to be able to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 5 hots on me right now. So
That's a lot of hottage.
yeah, a lot of hottage. The other one is Spring Blossom. We didn't talent that one. So yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. I think it'll be fun. Flourish is one of your new 100 talents where you can extend the duration of all heal over time effects on all friendly targets within 60 yards by 6 seconds. So you put up a bunch of hots, and then you make them last longer. And then if you actually use your artifact unlock, you make them even stronger, too. Because the Gahanir, the Mother Tree, your artifact weapon, its unlock is that you release the natural power within Gahanir to increase the frequency that all of your hots over time affect allies by 50%. So it speeds up the cycle of how often they heal you. So, yeah. It's all about heal over times. And it's the only spec that does that now. Because Holy Priest is no longer renew, palm, renew. That's not the thing anymore. You're not renew spamming anymore. There's no more Holy Word Sanctuary garbage in the ground. So every healer gets a new identity. I think normally a healer that has a lot of hots is Mistweaver. But they have like 2, I guess, and one is directly channeled. It's like a pendant, so.
Stinking healers.
Stinking healers.
Stinking healers,
Stinking
man.
healers, yeah. No, I think it's pretty neat, though. If you play Resto Druid, you like it. I think it'd be fun. I don't really heal very much. I did my first class in this game was a Resto Druid. I did
crazy.
Resto Druid, all of Vanilla Nex Rammus, baby. All of Vanilla.
That's crazy.
Towards the end, I actually did Vanilla Boomkin, which was absolutely awful, where you had to melee for mana.
Insect Swarm, baby.
Insect Swarm, but yeah!
Insect Swarm!
That's what I did in Vanilla World of Warcraft. That's my original character, is a Resto Druid. It's got 8 of 9 original Dreamwalker, believe me or not.
That's crazy.
Yep.
It's crazy.
But it's the thing. I don't know. Other healers, though, are interesting. I'm going to be doing more dungeon testing, of course, in the future as we roll forward and once I get everything set up. But I really want to do dungeons as, like, discipline. At least 2, if not, like, 1 normal and 1 heroic dungeon of discipline, because that's such a huge change compared to where discipline is now.
Welcome back.
Oh,
Your steadfast loyalty
Gara
is greatly appreciated.
Gar, thank you for the 16 months. Woo! Oh yeah, if you're just tuning in now, this is like a different type of show. So if you want to get immortalized forever with like donations or hosts or subscription notifications, then everything is turned on right now.
We're just chilling, man.
Yeah, we're just talking about stuff.
We're just doing our thing.
Yep, we got another probably another 20 minutes or so of this segment to make it a show length.
You.
Play some Feral Druid real quick.
It's been about 80% Everquest, 20% everything else.
Yeah, it has. This episode brought to you by Everquest. Not a sponsor.
Oh, it's such a sad thing to think about.
What? That's not a sponsor, or that the game is dead?
Well, the fact that, so much. The fact that EverQuest Next is dead. The fact that EQ2 sucks. The fact that EverQuest is so old now. I mean, I remember, dude. I was 13.
Yeah.
That was like 50 years ago for you, man. I was 13 when I first started playing EverQuest.
You're right. 50 years ago. Yeah.
Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Good lord.
It's wild. The first MMO that I ever played.
Oh, wait, I think the chat wants more EverQuest stories. That can be accommodated.
Oh no!
No! I'll refrain.
The mighty goat cow. Yeah, the most recent one is in the purple box. The other ones are in the faded. Yeah. Normally shows don't have all the pop-up stuff on it, but this is like it's my birthday. I'm doing a huge, big, long 8-hour stream today, but I'm not gonna work that hard.
Huzzah!
Yeah. I will caveat, when we're done with this segment here, with the show segment, I'll be bringing down the stream for a momentary break to boot back up the stream to cut the VOD for the show part. To make it easier. I'm not going to cut the show out of like a giant 8-hour long chunk, so.
Yeah, that's way too much.
Way too much.
Fat Not Pregnant wants to know your opinion on warlocks within Legion.
Interesting name.
My wife is pregnant, not fat.
People would get fun of me. I do that laugh sometimes, and they're like, "Why are you making this weird, like, Dick Dastardly laugh?" And I'm like, "That's not Dick Dastardly dog laugh. It's brutal." I do the brutal laugh. I mean,
right,
are you familiar with Brutal's content? You know that we're the same person.
That's very true.
Brutal is a computer program that I have created.
Very true, man.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was fun.
That was a fun episode.
That was. That it was.
That it was.
Anyway, you're not answering the question.
What was the question again?
He or she wants to know your opinion on warlocks right now.
So I'm not a warlock player. I'm not a player of many classes. That's why the first pass videos are a lot of like stream of consciousness and like me just reacting to what I'm learning. But I think that Ryan was having fun playing as Demonology Warlock before. I responded to that with that Demonology is very much like you're a zookeeper, and you're driving
which I like. So that's why I like it.
You're a zookeeper driving a train, but instead of animals, the train is full of demons, and which is fun. It looks neat. That's the new freaking, oh my god, the new Thrash animation. Holy crap baskets. Holy crap baskets. Sorry, I got a little freaked out there.
It's all good. It's all good.
We don't know about Destruction yet. I thought none of the first pass on Destruction doesn't exist yet. I think Affliction felt incredibly like a melee. It's the first spec I've played that I felt like a melee spec. Affliction Warlock.
Really?
Because as a melee, you're GCD locked, like you're hitting a button, hitting a button, hitting a button. Normally, you're in a rotation where you have a priority list and you're hitting buttons in melee. The Affliction Warlock felt like you had to like put up a dot, put up a dot, put up a dot, put up a dot, life tap, mana tap, drain life, put up a dot, put up a dot, life tap, put up a dot, put up a dot, drain life. Like you're doing this always, 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 always. And it's just continuous, like never stop. Because if you stop, you're doing no damage. Because you're Affliction Warlock, you're managing your dots, you're keeping up life drain, you're keeping up mana tap if they keep it in the game. You're keeping up your mana because you have to keep life tapping to keep your mana up. So you're hurting yourself this whole time. You gotta drain it back up with drain life. And it just felt so hectic. To me, I was a little overwhelmed in the first pass video. So hopefully when I get the second pass and third pass, it'll be a little more streamlined. Because it felt just like overbearing. I was lost sometimes. But it's no add-ons. You can't really like, control the no add-on feel. No weak auras, no Telewens, nothing that helps you smooth out your rotation, right? But I don't know. The Affliction felt overwhelming to me. Demonology feels hilariously fun because you're just like imps and dreadstalkers and imps riding dreadstalkers and a dreadlord and a felguard and they're all huge and are purple.
The imps are literally on the dreadstalker.
Yeah. So.
Oh my god, it's so funny. But yeah, I mean that's
Songify that. Oh gosh, talk to the who does the Songify stuff? Their YouTube did the Songify. That's funny.
But I mean that's like Bay said, we don't have access to Destruction yet. We've been playing Demonology and Affliction for a month or two now. I find that Demonology is more fun, but that's only because I enjoy pet management and what pets bring to the table.
Yeah.
What I do not enjoy, however, is when pets are screwy Louie.
Pardon me.
I said when pets are screwy Louie with beaching a boss, or damaging a boss, or damaging an ad that's hovering or moving or whatever the case may be. That's the only thing I dislike about pets in MMOs or World of Warcraft or whatever you want to define it as. Because there are instances to where it's like, okay, my pet is literally just standing there right now.
Yeah.
That's fun. But whatever.
Have you touched the new Feral Druid yet, Ryan? Oh my god, it's so pretty.
I played the Feral Druid a few days after it was released on the alpha servers, and I am the worst player. And I'm not kidding, man. I was so bad. I was so bad at playing.
Well, were you so bad, or were you like Nobble bad?
No. I have no idea how poorly Nobble played it, but if anyone here
that's currently watching this was able to watch me on my stream play the Pharaoh, they can attest the worst Pharaoh play that's ever graced World of Warcraft.
See,
it's not the right word, obviously.
I talk about this when I do all my first pass, and I'll be doing a little more of this caveating when I do my second pass videos. Like, just the way that I guess I'm wired, kind of like how, so people are wired differently, or how they retain or process knowledge is different, right? So, like Northern Lion, the YouTuber, is basically, he has Wikipedia in his brain. He can recall actors in a movie and the year the movie was released and different albums and singers and dates and times and all this other crazy, nonchalant, just garbage, right? I think my wiring is that I pick up things kind of, I understand basics and core mechanics of, like, stuff in life. Like, I can see someone take apart and put together a brand new tripod and a camera and then do the same thing without, like, having to read a manual or do the book.
Right.
I've always built, like, Legos without using the instructions all the time. That's how I've always worked. So when I do all these videos, these first pass, second pass, third pass videos, all these different specs in World of Warcraft, I at least understand, like, the mechanical stuff. And then, of course, chat room steers me in the right direction. They say, no, it does like this. No, it works like that. But this happened in my Havoc video where I talk about, like, I've never played this class before, and no one's played it before, but through my testing, I found out that there are, like, 3... Word Up gave me the thought that there's, like, 4 different, like, specs, and this is how they would play, and they have, like, priority lists, and how stuff would work out in how that spec plays, and I kind of understand that for, like, every single spec to a degree, but I'm not going to be, like, a top-tier arcane mage all of a sudden. Right?
Right.
And some people don't understand that I'm not trying to, like, sound like I'm just, like, a, you know, a idiot savant here, but in a way, it kind of is, because I understand a little better than some people might get on a class and put the wrong bars and never pick the right talents and not know what they're doing. So I've learned in all this testing that I understand. So if that's what people talk about on my show. If I talk about, like, doing a certain spec talent thing or how a spell interacts with a certain thing, I'm like, oh, it does like this, you know. But not everyone gets that. That's why I want to help propagate that knowledge. But no, the Nobble joke was that Nobble got a lot of flack for when he was playing other classes in his artifact videos, and people were just like, oh my god, what are you doing? It doesn't do that! Don't hit this button! Why are you macroing that together? Oh my god! And I'm like, yo, this guy is like a red pally.
Dude.
Like, what's the problem?
It was so bad. Like, I would attack a mob, and I would do so little damage. I don't even have an analogy. I don't even have a joke. It was just, I was doing so little damage. Come to find out, one of the reasons why I was doing such terrible damage is when I made the character, it had logged in with an intellect gear on, and somebody, no, I'm not pointing any fingers, but somebody forgot to
tell you
put his agility gear on. So that's one of the reasons why I was doing such a small amount of damage. There's that.
That's fair.
But no, it's just I couldn't get the rotation down, man. I would let the dots fall. And by the way, Bay, maybe you're just a better player than I am, and I can handle that. But please, if this is true for you, please help validate me as a person. I cannot play or raid or do anything without weak auras. It's terrible, man. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I have a similar thing to weak auras for my rotation and whatnot. But I don't need them to the extent that you. Pardon me, real quick. Fat Not Pregnant donated $5.
Yeah, baby.
I'm male. Got called fat by my girlfriend. Ate her. Ate away my grief with tacos. Rolled a warlock so I could summon a new girlfriend.
Oh my goodness. he's got it. He's good.
Oh
he's got it, man. He's got it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I can't do anything without weak auras now. It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't use them to the extent that you do with, like, procs and stuff like that, because I've just gotten used to the muscle memory for me playing Enhancement because I've played it for 9 years.
Right.
It's different than you because you haven't played Hunter for 9 years, right? That just comes down to, like, understand. That's what's weird to me. Enhancement in Legion is a totally different spec. So, like, I have to relearn the class from the ground up. So I'm probably gonna suck at it for the first tier. Right. Like, I'm gonna let buffs fall off. I'll forget about, like, Hailstorm. I'll forget about things. I'm sure I will. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna like, damn, I can't play my own spec anymore because it's brand new.
Can't do it. Can't do it. It's the worst. Now
New
here's the
cat
thing,
for
like
fight.
if I were still playing Protection Warrior, yeah, sure, man, spam some shields.
Yeah.
This is how I play, by the way. Spam some shield,
Yeah,
shield
yeah.
slam, do a little shield block, no big deal.
right.
But I can't do a DPS class without weak ores letting me
Spe-
know
speaking
when
of-
something's expiring.
Speaking of Protection Warrior, Ryan.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new spell effects on the Protection Warrior?
No.
Namely, Thunderclap.
I don't think so. No.
I think you should make one. I made a gnome, so you can make
Right.
whatever race you want to, of course.
Okay.
And
I
you need
li-
to
I like
go.
gnome.
You need to go spam some Thunderclap, and then talent into Crackling Thunder and spam some Crackling Thunderclap. And I want to just see your reaction because you've played Prot Warrior for so long,
Okay, hold on. Let me.
and
let
I
me
know in
log-
the back of your mind you're like, okay, what's it gonna look like? Because
Hold
Thunderclap
on.
looks like
Let me.
crap.
Hold on, I
ass
got
thing.
this. I got it. Let me log in. I was playing some Overwatch. No big deal.
What you were?
Dude, I just wrecked. I just got. No, not got wrecked. I wrecked. I was awesome. I just did a great job. I won. Anyway, the point is, yeah. Dude, okay, listen. Off topic. I'm loving me some Overwatch.
You are.
I am the worst. So you remember
We're
how
playing
bad-
Overwatch today after the loot crate
I know.
segment.
Remember how I just said I'm the worst feral druid to ever grace World of Warcraft?
Or the worst player that's ever played World of Warcraft, yes.
I am even worse than that at FPS games. I'm so bad. I'm not kidding.
Well,
Like, guys, I am the kind of person I will admit when I'm wrong. I will admit when I have room to improve, and
Right.
I have so much room to improve at FPS games. There's really no point in me even playing it. But the point is, I am having a blast with Overwatch, more than I had ever expected to. I play a character named Reinhardt, who I referenced earlier. Darren DePaul voices Reinhardt.
who do you play?
Reinhardt.
Who do you also play?
Well, I also play a character named Mercy. But-
and who else do you play?
Well, there's Reinhardt, but the point is, I play a character named Reinhardt, okay?
Yeah.
And just a ton of fun. It has a giant hammer, puts up a big shield. It's like I'm playing a warrior again. But I can't snipe. I can't do any of that. My reactions are too slow. I'm too wobbly. Like I'll try to shoot somebody, then I'll try to shoot somebody over here. It just doesn't work, man.
Right.
It doesn't work. But having a ton of fun with Overwatch. But nevertheless, I'm logging into the making a. I'll make a gnome.
I need your reaction to the new graphics.
Gotcha, man. I got you. I'm making a gnome warrior right now.
Thank you for the host, Gore Hell. More hosts. I'm being hosted by like 19 people today. It's ridiculous. Nine channels.
Yeah. By the way, I saw that straw poll a few minutes ago. There are more
Oh?
people that want me to tell more Everquest stories than there are who don't. For the record, I did see the straw poll. I'm not trying to ignore you guys.
That's funny.
I'm trying to be respectful to the people who would turn off the stream. We don't want people to turn away from the stream. All right, we want people to watch the stream. All right,
Right.
I'm currently arms. Do I need to be
Protection.
cognizant?
Just go protection. It helps the animation because you are a protection warrior.
Okay, I'm gonna go protection.
Put on the shield.
Put on the shield. The shield will be put on.
Did you make an alliance character or?
Like he's a gnome.
Okay. Well, come over here to the target dummies.
What? There's target dummies in gallery?
Oh, not in Dalaran. You gotta go to Stormwind and then come to the.
I have
target
to go to. I can't just do thunderclap.
You can do it wherever you want. I'm just telling you. Just put your bars up and hit Thunderclap a couple times, and then put Crackling Thunder on, and then put Crackling Thunder on. I wanna.
T. Scroll to T. Thunderclap. Okay. Here comes thunderclap. Okay.
Word of our community's
It's clappish in a thunderish way. Okay. I'll do it again.
The mighty Cowgo. Thank you for the hose.
Got some little spell effects that spawn around you. You're clapping the ground with thunder.
Yeah.
Okay, now what am I doing? What do I do now? I take a talent?
Well, Crackling Thunder was the talent that amplifies Thunderclap.
Okay, where is it?
It's in your 60.
60.
Far right.
Okay, Crackling Thunder. Okay, so now I do it.
You have Super Thunderclap.
Okay, Super Thunderclap. Okay. I'm scrolling out. How far should I scroll?
I don't know. It's 16 yards. Not that far.
It's blue. It's beautiful.
You're a little bit more excited. I was getting a little sad there a minute. Because Thunderclap, for me, the only tank class I like to play, and Ryan knows this, and that's why we had like the Proving Grounds duel nonsense, is I like Protection Warrior. It's my favorite warrior class to play. Favorite tank class to play is Protection Warrior. And so when I was looking at spell effects of the day and the new build, and I started hitting Thunderclap, I was like, oh. Oh my. Because forever, Thunderclap looked like garbage. And it's such an iconic spell, and now it looks great.
I like how like you lift your feet, your
Yeah,
foot
you
way
lift your
up, and
feet
it's
up.
like boom,
Boom!
Like I'm literally, I'm on my gnome, so I have no idea if a Tauren, as an example, would
Probably
look
looks
this
better,
way.
yeah.
But I'm on my little gnome, and he raises his knee up to his mustache. It's like
Yep,
boom.
yeah.
It's awesome. Ha! Thunderclap to all.
It's fantastic. It's a great animation. It's great.
So where's Brutal Storm though? I don't see Brutal Storm. Do I not have Brutal Storm anymore?
Oh, not as protection, no.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's only Fury and Arms have that.
That sucks, man. I heard
You
it's got a brand new animation. It looks awesome.
It does. I'm gonna show that off too.
Like a
yeah,
new animation.
A lot. Yeah.
Brand-
It's actually amazing. A lot of Protection's talents now are not about DPS. Like they're actually tanking talents. It's
Good.
fantastic.
Man.
Yeah, you have 2 tiers that are basically DPS E talents, and the rest are all tanky stuff. It's fantastic.
Brutal Storm.
Yeah, you
Where's-
just
there it
swap
is.
over to your Arms Warrior, I guess.
There it is.
Put on that Stromka, the War Breaker.
Oh
and then-
yeah, that's okay. That's a much. So we.
Oh, it's
I
great.
was-
Yeah.
I was testing the animations on the warrior class about a week
A
ago,
timely
and it had like a
reappearance.
bunch of little tiny
The
swords that
dungeon
circled the character. It looked okay.
Yeah,
but this
it
looks
looks
way better.
Yeah, it looks way better.
Wow, this
Who
looks
was that?
way better.
Dumbledore, thank you for the 4 months in a row.
Ooh.
It looks
awesome.
kind of like a super whirlwind.
Yeah.
Like if you hit whirlwind, it gets that same kind of like yellowish, bluish glow because of the sword.
Right.
But then Bladestorm is like just an amplified version of that.
Brutal Storm.
It looks good. Yeah, the new animations are really good. I feel like there's a lot of like people getting a little bit salty about like a lot of the casting animations are like the same because they don't use your weapon really. Like each spec gets like one ability that actually uses your weapon, which I still wish World of Warcraft casters used their weapons to cast their
Yeah, it
spells
would
like
be
Dragon
nice,
Age
man.
style.
Ah!
Yeah, like casting your spells through your weapon.
Yeah.
But maybe that comes in the next expansion. Because
Like-
this expansion is definitely melee animations.
We need to
because-
have some Gandalf style.
Yeah.
combat for like if you guys watch Lord of the Rings, like Gandalf was like just going all ninja with this staff, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying necessarily they need to be melee fighters, but just to
No.
integrate it and involve it more, I think would be really cool.
Yeah, like in Dragon Age Inquisition, when you're playing a mage character, different spells have different cast animations with your staff. And even your auto attacks with your staff have like a loop of how you attack with your staff. And it
Right.
looks fantastic. But in WoW, your staff's on
don't.
your back.
Word
You
of our
don't.
Community's acclaim spreads.
You don't. That's all it is.
Sarl92X, thank you for the host. I feel bad for all these hosts because I have to bring the stream down soon. So I have to
okay.
you have to like rehost me.
Okay, I'm not streaming till 10:30 tonight, so I'll try to rehost if I can remember to.
Yeah, Bladestorm did change again. It's the new animation I showed off like 3 times now. Yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good. Now, of course, animations are a little bit different, whatever race and sex you are, depending on how some of the animations do work. So just keep that in mind.
Speaking of sex,
Not right now.
nice little true later. Nice little segue.
Wow.
Next, 6 days from right now, live. If you're watching this live,
Ooh.
I find out whether my wife is having a boy or a girl.
Or a girl.
I'm so excited.
Brutal and I will be in the same room, which is always weird.
I think we're doing a little event thing on the stream next week, and it'll be a ton of fun.
Yeah, because you're going to stream a little bit of it, right? You're going to go live for at least a little while and talk
Well,
about it?
I think the way that we ultimately decided to do it is we're going to record it,
Oh, and then edit it?
and well, not necessarily edit it because that would take way too long, but record it because I don't know if all of my friends and family would be comfortable being like live on the stream.
How many people are going to be there, by the way? Do you have a head count yet?
I think at least 30.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
30 people at your house?
Well, we're actually, it's going to be at the mother-in-law's house, but yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Wow, okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, like you and some of the other people that I'm friends with can come back to our house afterward and just hang out for a while if you want. But yeah, at Amanda's mom's house, it's going to be about at least 30, upwards to maybe 40-ish people, friends, family, all that. It's not a baby shower, to be clear. It's just us hanging out and finding out whether it's a boy or girl.
It's
The
a
baby
gender
shower
reveal
comes-
party.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people get up in arms. It's not a gender, it's the sex. But realistically, calling it a sex party is really weird. So we're calling it a gender party.
I chose the wrong time to take a drink. Oh, that almost came out my nose. I wasn't expecting that. Oh,
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. fun.
Yeah,
I want
it's-
a boy expecting a girl, so we'll see how it goes. But we'll stream that next Saturday night. You guys will hear all about it later.
Goodness me.
Final sex room.
That's in the Alliance Garrison, it's the room in the back where you put all your archaeology stuff. That's the sex room. It's a real thing. The final sex room is a real thing. It absolutely is.
That's fantastic.
Or really weird, but it's whatever you want to say.
Right.
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 Too right. Let me put the Ashbringer on here.
Enemy
turret
over there.
Any more questions about Legion? Ryan and I have kind of just ranted about everything, but we got to kind of wrap this up. It's almost been 2 hours all of a sudden, which is insane.
Is it really?
Yeah, man. It's already 5:50, and this wraps up at 6.
Goodness.
I know.
And time flies when you're tolerating people. I tell you what. I mean, when you're having fun.
Whoa. Oh, whoa.
Oh, whoa. Why you gotta take it there?
I know. Why do you gotta take it there?
Why you gotta take it there? I'm just kidding. You know, guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Let's give credit where credit is due. If it weren't for Mr. Bay, people like Nobble, even Nixium and so on and so forth, I wouldn't be able to do what I do, so huge, nothing but love for these guys, specifically Bay. Bay is really where it all started. You know, when I wrote that, for those who don't know, I opened the stream with a poem of
He
love.
did. If you missed it, go watch the VOD.
And I had originally, the original poem was a little bit more racy, if you will.
Probably.
It was something along the lines of, I first met you when I headed down south.
Oh God.
And you swept me off my feet, put your lips to my mouth, or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was. I decided to take it a little bit more, a little bit less risque.
Nothing wrong with that, though.
Yeah, of course. A little less risque, and just I owe a lot of my ability to do what I do. I don't want to call it success because I'm really not that big of a deal, obviously. But I'm able to do because of you in many ways. So I appreciate.
I've thrown some lighthearted jabs at the community you've raised over on your channel that we were like last month. All the work that I did, I only made like $8 an hour, and you're sitting here talking about your baby, and you get a ton of donations. And I'm like, man, I gotta have a baby.
Babies are expensive.
I gotta have a baby. I gotta get some of that donation money.
They get expensive, man. Well,
Jeez.
I mean, February was also my birthday month, so it was a really big.
Oh, it's my birthday right now. But
I'm just saying it was special circumstances. That's never happened.
Right.
Never happen again, kind of a deal.
An average cost of a baby is around what, $30,000 a year for the first 2 years of life, something like that. Have fun with that. Your little happiness blanket wrapped up in a car payment.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't care if it costs me $30 million. I can't wait to meet this little guy or gal. And I mean, we were intentionally trying. It's not like it was an accident. So it's something that I
hope not.
We're excited.
Here's the side question, though. Do you have a preference? Obviously, you're not going to care what it is. You're going to be excited anyway. Right. But do you want it to be a girl or a boy more? Like as a dad?
Told you I want it to be a boy.
Oh, you want it to be a boy? Okay.
I literally just said that.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for listening.
I was overwhelmed at the fact that you were making fun of me. I guess that's what it was.
Actually, I think I said it right after the either right before the sex party.
Oh, yeah. I was distracted because I was dying. I almost choked to death.
We're trying not to choke to death. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Oh God, I'm dying.
So you want to be a boy, but you expect a girl?
I want it to be a boy. I expect it to be a girl. The only reason I expect it to be a girl. So I was raised. I'm one of 4 children from my parents. I'm the only boy. I have 3 sisters. My extended family. A lot of girls in my extended family. My mom is one of 8 kids. Although there's only 3 girls, 5 boys for her and her siblings. But I've been surrounded by estrogen my entire life, man. My entire life.
In a way, that could be an awkward phrasing comment, but yeah, go ahead.
My pets are both female. I mean, Daisy and Pudgy are both girls.
Right.
Most of my pets before Daisy and Pudgy were female. My wife is a female. So there's all these things that point to me just, having a girl, but we'll see. I'll tell you this much, man. If it winds up being a boy, and you guys will see,
in live, like you guys will see it live, whether or not it's a boy or girl.
Mm-hmm.
You guys will probably see some tears. I'm gonna freak out if it's a boy.
I'm gonna have a little tears real quick here. So I have different donation notifications than, of course, you do. They're all themed, and I haven't really heard many of them. Also, these, I don't know why that person's yelling. So they're all themed from Darkest Dungeon. So Nikolai just throws up a magnanimous compensation. So $100 donation.
Yeah, baby.
From Nikolai. Just finished my taxes and I'm getting back more than expected, so I'm kicking some of it over to help with yours.
That's awesome.
Happy birthday, nerd. Less than 3 from Nico.
Oh, you guys have no idea how much of a difference stuff like that makes for someone like.
I don't know what your taxes look like, but I know last year I owed almost $4,000. So
we wound up owing thousands of dollars this year.
$4,000 for me last year, like $3,700. It was insane.
Absolutely ridiculous. Yep. When I was expecting to pay about 8, wound up paying a little less than that, and it was insane, man. It was absolutely insane. Don't get me wrong. Again, I'm not complaining about what I do or anything like that or whatnot, but it's just it's crazy seeing.
You don't own. You need to make an LLC, Ryan, because
I don't know anything like the good, the bad, or the otherwise.
Because you're working for
a magnanimous dispensation.
Packer has just donated $101.
Yeah, baby.
Love you more than Nico does.
A little friendly competition. And a little friendly competition going.
Love you more than Nico does. Eat it, Nico. Oh, snap. Wow. Well, Packers is super excited we're playing R2D Cube tonight, so
yeah, that's
like his game. Speaking of which, maybe I can poke you to tune in for that tonight.
A timely reappearance.
I'll be rating at 10:30 with the viewers.
That's right. Duxon, thank you for the 2 months in a row. Thank you so much for the continued support here. Man, that's funny. They're gonna fight about it.
Darn right.
They're gonna fight about it.
That's how we do.
Here comes the Nikolai $103 donation. The 1 + 1 over. No, I was kidding. That donation is basically from. Oh, that's kind of true. Nikolai brings up a good point. Packer's donation is technically could be split between him and Rinny, as they are a couple. That's only $50.50 per person.
That's true.
So it takes 2 people to equal Nikolai's love. I don't know. That's a lies. Rinny doesn't have a job, and I support her. Rinny doesn't have a job. Wow, her job is putting up with you.
That's good point. That's my wife has 2 jobs then.
Yeah, she does. 2.5. She puts up with the dogs too. They're like your kids before having an actual human kid. So, oh my goodness. Well, we're basically wrapped up here, Ryan. I did want to give some plug-ish stuff, like plugging things. Again, of course, if you're new here, thank you for the follows. I'm going to be taking the stream down shortly and ending this part of the segment, but if you are new, the channel guide, !GUID, or the channel guide button below the stream is your best place to find past and present content that I'm putting together. I'm big on Google Documents. One of my subscribers, Offer, has put together and helped me orchestrate fantastic-looking guides compared to my crappy Google Documents. So all of my Legion testing is all there. There are different tabs at the bottom. Please check those out. A couple of them are still being worked on. So they're not finished yet. But the 2015 season of the show, 2014 is not going to have a tab because, like, the show was just a different thing back then. Special episodes, of course, will be in a special episodes tab, like when Brutall and I did the epic WoW Battles of History, the retro raid race. That'll all be there. The WoW Trivial Pursuit 4 episodes will be there. My base takes from BlizzCon will be there. Different special episodes will have their own tab. And then 2015 season is there. 2016 season will have a new tab. All of my Legion testing, artifact previews, first, second, and third passes is all right there. Because sometimes it's kind of hard to navigate through YouTube playlists. It's like a lot of stuff to look at. But that is just like a text-oriented, link-based thing. To check that out, all my other links below the stream, of course. I kind of wish I had my new affiliate to talk about today. I'm going to have a Gunners affiliate soon. So if you want to buy a pair of these orange glasses, you could do so soon at a discount through Gunners. Of course, I have 8 loot crates to open up, in the next segment. So stay tuned for those. but you can get loot crates, which I don't know. After you see me open 8 of them, you might think it's a better monetary proposition. But all the links below, if you want to donate to the stream or help me do what I'm doing as I try to make this my real job, there's Patreon below the stream to help unlock things. There's Loot Crate. There's our official Design by Human store, which you can buy shirts and hoodies and things like that. There's actually a Patreon unlock where you can turn your MoltenCoins, your currency you earn by just watching the stream, into free apparel. So you can get a $50 hoodie for free if that unlocks, because I have to pay for it myself. But it's totally fine to do that because the money goes back to the stream, of course. So that's a lot. I will post I need to make a link for the docket today, which I did not get a chance to do. So I will link you to the tweet that is for the docket, which is right there. That's not it. What the hell? Please open the right tweet, Adam. That would be beneficial. There as it is. But I can thank, of course, happy birthday, Adam Gray, aka Bay. Wow. Real talk. Where is the 50 Shades of Bay? The 50 Shades of Bay imager link. That's the best. But Ryan, thank you for joining me for this part of the show. We talked about Legion and mostly Everquest for about 2 hours.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And all of Ryan's links, of course, will be spammed in chat during this once the mods catch up to it. Of course, it'll be linked in the YouTube description box below. Ryan has done multiple things with me before, as well as guest co-host the show and be with me at BlizzCon 2015 for our first ever live FinalBossTV dev interview, which was awesome. Which was rather fantastic. That was a lot of fun. I'm actually surprised to see how much of they stuck to their guns on what Luis told us. Because I was actually really scared that they were biting off more than they can chew with Legion. But
yeah, it is
so
interesting.
Far,
I agree.
So far, I hope they keep to it. Oh, you typed your own stuff. I was waiting for...
I got bored.
Yeah, there's
look at Gallison go. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I made a Facebook finally. I'm catching
I
up.
saw that. I know. Well, yeah. Facebook is very weird because it's basically the only way to get views on Facebook is to post a picture with everything you post. Yep. Or post a video with everything you post.
Yep. It's weird, man. It's like what I do is, and I don't really Instagram that much, but I'll Instagram something, I'll send it directly to my Facebook. That way, it pictures with
Your
it.
steadfast loyalty is
look at that
greatly
person.
appreciated.
Hi, Jared. Yo, Jared, you were in town in Orlando and didn't come and see me. Anyway, Karanak, one of my first ever viewers, and
wow,
no one can have subscribed for more than 23 months right now because my 24-month, 2-year sub button anniversary is next month, so that'll be the 2-year things. But
that's awesome.
That'll come out soon. But thank you for the continued support, my friend. Thank you, Jared.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Dang. He used to watch me when I was like PvPing in Ilium back in SWTOR. Wow. My first game that I streamed almost 3 years ago. Yeah, I've been streaming since May 2012.
That's crazy, dude.
It's bonkers.
That is crazy.
Oh, you were in real life for like 12 hours. I don't care. We could have gotten hot coffee together, and could be both things. But Ryan, you were please wrap up your outro.
Thank you for watching, of course, everyone. For those who don't know, Brutal Static is the name. Getting you involved in the community is the game, so to speak. We just have a ton of fun. Twitch.tv/BrutalStatic, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Although I don't really do that much on YouTube at the moment. When the kid comes, I have a feeling I'll be cranking up the YouTube a bit more, just so I can plaster his or her face all over the place and have videos.
That's how you get views. Dogs, cats, and babies.
Oh, and boobs.
And boobs.
And boobs.
Yeah. If you combined all those things together, like if it's your wife with a cleavage shirt holding the baby and like both dogs on the shoulders,
oh
views.
My goodness, man.
Views.
Done. Breaking the internet. No, but I stream pretty much every day. I've streamed every day this year. Not necessarily intentionally, it's just the way it's wound up going.
Yeah.
Like I'll be live later tonight we do HFC runs normal and heroic for the community on Sunday and Monday nights. We just have fun, man. We just have fun. That's really what it boils down to.
Indeed.
But yeah, you can find the links in Twitch chat right there, but again, it's twitch.tv/BrutalStatic. Oh, and also self-plug next Saturday.
Yeah, do that.
Evening, 8 p. I think it's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern. But next Saturday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be broadcasting to the world footage of the gender reveal, whether it's a boy or a girl. I have no idea. My wife has no idea. It's a surprise to us. We're getting the ultrasound on Wednesday of this week.
The mother-in-law's coming with us. The doctor's telling the mother-in-law. The mother-in-law is then going back to her place, setting up the party for next Saturday. So it's going to be a huge surprise, huge reveal, and I'm very excited. Want a boy, expect a girl. Cross my fingers it's a boy, though. If it is a boy, you're just going to see me. I'm just going to shed some tears, man. I'm going to lose like 10 pounds in water weight because I'll be crying so much.
Congratulations again, man. That's crazy.
Thanks.
For one, I don't feel like I want kids. I think my sister and my brother are going to carry on the name. So it's a huge thing to have that part of your life where you're ready.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think you can ever be ready to have a kid.
Oh, I completely agree. There's no such thing as being 100% ready,
No.
but there comes a point to where you're like, okay, I think I want one. I think I can handle it. Not really, but yeah. It's a weird thing to experience, to say the least.
Goodness me.
My wife and I are very excited.
Goodness.
Excited.
All right.
You'll find a ton of stuff on Twitter throughout the I'll keep reminding people throughout the rest of the week about the party and stuff on Twitter.
Absolutely, sir.
So yeah.
Well, that'll
quick
do it for us
hangout.
here. Next week will be a actual show. I gotta figure that out and see if I can get a combined show. Mostly it's guests. Next week is Easter, apparently. So, like, holidays. What are holidays?
That's right.
But I will see if I can get a show together for you. If not, of course, I'll update you on Facebook and Twitter. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'm going to run the outro stuff here. The stream will go down. If you're watching on YouTube, the video will end. But that'll be it. I'll be back in a little bit for just a me segment where we're going to play some Heroes of the Storm and some Overwatch and open 8 loot crates. I have 8 of these saved up on purpose. I have 8 of these to open. So we're going to do that a little bit.
Is that over 8 months that you've been saving?
It's 8 months, yeah.
Good lord.
They're all
man. Do you
unopened,
remember what
too.
half of them are?
No.
Awesome.
But all right, buddy. Ryan, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to run the outro stuff. Say bye.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Where's the button? I'm not running the same overlay right now, so it's weird. Wait, there it is. Live editing, the best. Oh, gosh.